Give us any chance, we'll take it. Read us any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true.
Welcome to Night After Night, a podcast about 8 seasons in a row. I'm Lisa Fernandes, and
I am Chris Jayawardena.
We're here to review Bachelor Mothers, which is the 3rd episode in the 2nd season of Laverne and Shirley. Directed by Howard Storm and written by Barry Rabinowitz. And I'm sure you got some tidbits about the two of them, don't you, Chris?
Well, in Howard Storm's case, I've got to do a little more of a deep dive, and we'll hopefully be having some little more because he's definitely coming back soon. The detail here, Howard obviously has been directing quite a few of these episodes so far of the last few, but in terms of the writer, he also did an episode long time later of the League of Their Own TV show.
Oh, yes, that is really interesting. Penny actually did direct an episode of that series. Tom Hanks directed an episode of that series.
Oh, nice.
It's an interesting take on what would have happened had Dottie rejoined the team down the line. It's not terribly great because they basically recast everyone, but the writing's okay, and I think with I don't know if I'd say with a different writing regime, or with different casting, it would have taken off. But it was a really good little, one of the better let's transpose a movie to a TV series shots.
Neat.
And Penny gave it her blessing, so it probably helps too.
Yeah, that's good. At the very least, they did that. But I'm fascinated because I never remember the show, even though I was definitely alive at the time that it was airing. So interesting.
I watched it.
Yeah, but Rabinowitz also, this is the first of many more episodes. He did 8 episodes total for the series and wrote up to 82. So we'll be hearing about him at some other point in the future. Around the same time, he also joined the Happy Days writing staff as well, which I'm very curious, what kind of scuttle or even what types of notes he was able to get back and forth between the two programs.
Well, there was a lot of crossover between Happy Days writers and Laverne and Shirley writers and Mork and Mindy writers. Often people would be transferred from one writing team to the other. Often writers who were on the Happy Days writing staff would get transferred to the Laverne and Shirley writing staff and then beg to be transferred back. Once again, backstage drama. That was a thing that happened on and off during the run of the show. Okay, this is what happens during the episode. As the girls face down a dateless Saturday night, excitement arrives in the form of the FONZ, who brings his godson, Danny Corrigan Jr., for them to babysit. Fonzie asks Laverne and Shirley to keep an eye on little Danny, while Fonzie and Danny's mom go to an awards banquet honoring Danny Sr. But when Mel and Sam, the girls' errant dates, call in at the last minute to confirm their night trip to Chicago, Laverne ends up going out alone. And when Sam and Mel call to cancel their date due to a severe storm happening outside just a few moments later, Shirley must do the unthinkable to save Laverne from a wasted trip. Trust Lenny and Squiggy with the care and feeding of an infant. What'd you think of this one?
I'm still a bit frozen in terror at the idea at a child in Lenny and Squiggy's care.
They actually do a better job babysitting later in the series. We'll get there.
Yeah, well, I'm speaking facetiously, of course. To be honest, Lenny and Squiggy are interesting characters in that they're the kind of person that you would think, my God, they're so chaotic. But it's like when it comes to something as serious as a baby, you can't see them being that irresponsible, all things considered. It's, they're not going to, they might use it to try to get a date or something, but like that's kind of the extent of it. But no, the episode, this one was adorable. It was a great crossover episode. It was good to see the FONZ back. I love hearing the audience go crazy.
Yeah.
And man, what a kisser. My goodness.
Oh, yeah. It was a great... Henry Winkler and Penny Marshall had such great chemistry. Just that one scene where he kisses the hell out of her. And it's like, you can see why people kind of give the FONZ anything he wants in a way. Not everything he wants, but in a way. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's and just straight out of the gate, I love the whole bit with Pop and the it's like I got 2 tickets, and it's like on a Saturday night, what does somebody see me? It's like, so you mean you would go on a Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. What's the difference? Saturday, Tuesday, Monday, and And I love how Shirley comes in and like completely confirms the same concept like within within seconds. It's great.
My favorite bit of sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, please. I was going to change topics. Please go on.
My favorite bit of that was when Laverne asks him, "Why don't you take Uncle Fonzie?" And he goes, "The last time I took Uncle Fonzie, he threw meatballs at Pee Wee Reese."
That's good. Yeah, that was cute. That was good. Yeah, and I love the reference to Uncle Fungie because that was during the burglar one, right?
Yes.
The fake out of the stakeout.
Yes. Uncle Fungie gets mentioned a few times. It's a great comedy name. That's a great comedy name, as they say.
Oh, seriously, yeah, that is grade A comedy naming. So in terms of an opinion of the episode, I was a bit cynical initially because of the fact it's a baby episode. I find baby episodes, especially of sitcoms, to be a little tacky.
Yeah.
But it's so that's my own cynical side. But this was genuinely really cute.
Yeah.
I like that I love their reaction to the baby. I think was adorable.
Yeah.
And it definitely showcases the as we saw on recently on the Happy Days of Gary Marshall retrospective, family was really important to him, and so the idea of it being the godson and this connection and family, and especially if remembering that in Happy Days, Fonzie being a godson, is then connected to him wanting to be adopted as a godson to the Cunninghams.
Yes.
Is a really sweet kind of romantic familial family ideal, and that was really nice.
The way Fonzie eventually gets adopted into their family because he basically doesn't have any family himself. Well, he does have some family, but nobody that close. It's really a nice long thought line that but by the end he's basically an extra son, so to speak, for the family.
Yeah.
This episode actually is a part of a two-parter. Fonzie the Father is the Happy Days episode where this storyline starts. It actually features the birth of little Danny as far as I can remember. Please feel free to correct me, y'all. But what happens is Richie was playing on this wild weekend while his parents were out of town. Fonzie brings over the pregnant wife of his friend and said, "Hey, can you watch out for her?" And then she ends up going to labor. Oh
my gosh!
Deliver the baby. So yeah.
Oh geez.
Yeah. That's I think ends up happening. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't have the resources because once again CBS will not stream the show anywhere. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I recall happening in the episode. It's really sweet.
Let's see. Yeah, I just looked it up. Richie's plans to party while his parents are out of town are ruined when Fonzie invites the very pregnant wife of one of his oldest friends to stay in Joni's room and orders Richie to keep an eye on her until her husband returns from a road trip.
Yep, there you go.
Thank you, Shepherd1138.
Shout out to you.
I just wanted to make sure to credit the person who put up the little storyline on IMDb. But yeah, so what was kind of interesting about this episode is it's very it's actually pretty compact.
Yeah.
It's kind of like some of the episodes like like last season. It's very compressed, small. It's small in the scope of the sense that there's only really only 6 scenes. Like it's a very short play practically.
Yeah.
And so it's like they get kind of introduced to the baby, you have the characters kind of interact with the baby, and then the inciting incidents take place with the phone and all of that. And yeah, because I'm even having to go back through my notes to even be reminded that Carmine even shows up in this episode.
Yeah, he kind of has a throwaway scene. It doesn't really affect the plot. Apparently has a Fonzie level magical attachment to his voice where he can just sing anybody to sleep. And out of magic.
Yeah, that was cute.
That was cute though. That was very, very cute. He used to be the little ragu after all.
Right. It's cute. I'm still not sure if I like him very much, but that is cute.
Yeah, there's more nonsense with him and Lucille in this episode. I was going to ask what you thought of that.
Stop being gross and a sleaze, Carmine, please.
It happens. You have to wait to get there, but it happens.
Boy. But on the flip side, back to the girls, I loved a rare Cheryl Thirst sighting with regards to Mel and Sam and the whole phone sequence was amazing.
Yeah. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can see the fun that they're having writing it, and you can totally see them having tons of fun in the rehearsal, just trying to practice getting the timing right.
Yeah.
And it's like, hello, Sal. No, this is this is Cheryl.
Yeah.
Put Mel on, Yeah. Sorry, Mel and Sam. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up now.
Well, that's fine because Laverne does the same thing. She can't remember which one of them she has a crush on. So,
right.
Which is a great bit. They've kind of like become two amorphous dudes who are handsome and kind of vaguely have careers. So hey, why not? We're bored. It's Saturday. We have nothing else to do. That's basically the theme of the episode.
Yep.
But what's interesting to me also is that the relationship between Fonzie and Laverne has kind of shifted. Before, you could see they were boyfriend and girlfriend at one point when you saw them in the Bachelor Party episode together. And now it's like they don't know each other as well. It's almost like a regression of the characterization of their relationship, which I thought was interesting at the very least, to point that one out.
Yeah, at least interesting, if not a little frustratingly confusing to me in some respects. I think what at least helps, I love, you had a comment while we were watching this together, was Laverne, you rascal. No, sorry, Laverne, you rascal was mine. Girls Got Brains was yours.
Yeah.
And agreed, because I love how she gets that one extra kiss out of Fonzie, and that was, I think, kind of a nice little sort of return to that. He knows that she's just playing a little hard to get and just wants another kiss out of him, and I thought that was really cute. Yeah. That was really sweet.
Their relationship is pretty amusing in a lot of ways. It's not my absolute favorite Laverne relationship canonically. That's still Norman. Her relationship with Norman is still my favorite, but yeah. They got a nice little spice there. Nice little zazz.
Yep. And I love, as the episode continues, and then, the whole, like, well, they want a date, but they got the baby, and then, Laverne's, wins, with the, what was it? Oh God, I have the note of the line. It was there was the line when, that she says, like, is the fingers, basically she Laverne, I think we've already established that when it comes to the girls having to choose between the two and they have to compete for something in some game like potatoes or something, or picks, that Laverne always loses. And I love this one time Laverne so far has won.
Yes.
It's off camera.
Yeah.
So it's like the camera is is her bad luck charm.
There you go. Anything that makes it into canon is her bad luck charm, and that also proves true. But anyway.
Right.
But God.
Well, I was just gonna say was Cheryl's spiteful smile was beautiful. Yeah. I felt that was great.
Yeah. She was just like, she did not want to be stuck with that baby, and then oops. Well, neither one of them get to go anywhere. Everything about the way the boys are used in this episode is perfect. The idea that they're upstairs in their ridiculous outfits, cooking for two women, cooking tea leaves, right? Cooking tea leaves.
And cooking tea leaves, they, I know it's for two. I guess if we use the more today's nomenclature, although I know they don't use that in the show, is would probably be Romani.
Yes,
a Romani woman or women.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my favorite little moment is Lenny saying that he brought old Betsy the ladle to beat their intruders. Because they thought they had girls had intruders.
You got burglars. I brought old Betsy.
Yeah.
I was telling you, I think before we started recording, Old Betsy is what I used to think the minigun in Predator was called, which I think it's Old Bessie or something. I can't remember what it's called, actually. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, it's Betsy or Betsy, I think.
Yeah. There's just everything about it. The boys thinking that the only reason the girls would ask them to do this is because they're being pranked, which is an inverse of the girls thinking that the boys put Eric in their apartment to prank them. So what kind of heck is going on between the four of them off camera? Just thinking about that. What the heck are they pranking?
I mean, I'm just thinking of what was like camp or middle school like.
Oh my goodness. Good. They have known each other since they were, I think, 6. I think it's first grade. Right. I think it's implied that Laverne moved from Brooklyn when she was around 5. So
yeah, it's just 4 or 5, I think. Yeah.
Lenny and Squiggy have known each other since they were at least 4. I think is the implication that we get eventually. So.
Gosh.
Yeah. A sandbox love.
Right, but it's a. And that's the thing is it's if you've known someone that long, man, you have to have had some stories, and then for them to have that suspicion of each other, oh boy,
yeah,
it's And I love the line, look at that, they even got a baby for the joke.
Yeah. You can't fool me.
Yep.
Oh, boys.
Yeah. And then the whole follow up to that,
Yes.
the whole watching Heckle and Jeckle, and the what's that line later on the boys get, which I think it's from Squiggy. What does the end matter? They come. It's what is it?
It comes.
Who cares how it ends? That's the whole point of the beginning and the middle.
Yep. That's the line. That's the line. There is some perfect physical comedy here, where Shirley jumps on Squiggy and tries to strangle him for giving away the baby. Laverne peels Shirley off, tells her to keep calm, and then takes a running, flying leap at Squiggy and starts strangling the heck out of him. Which is still.
I love it.
I lost my calm.
Yep.
The way she just leaps Penny Marshall, that physicality from her is great.
Yeah, the overall episode altogether, and the physical comedy in particular, is so strong through this entire episode, and it's amazing. And the way that they're able to maintain the physical comedy gags, and then, remember that these are sometimes long takes, where they're having to then deliver lines in between.
Yeah.
It looked just like the baby, but bigger.
That's why the girls would be biting the insides of their mouths and their tongues, trying to laugh at David and Michael as they would be coming in and doing this stuff. Most of which they rewrote.
I'm just imagining their dentist looking in. It's like, whoa, what happened here? And I love Shirley squeaking. The squeaking is so cute.
Yes. Oh, Laverne, I'm getting hysterical.
And yeah.
Oh, I feel so much better.
That's not how it works, Cheryl.
So. I was surprised it didn't end up in a double slap. They usually just slap each other, but that didn't end up in a double slap. Yeah. You would think that's where they would be going, but no.
Yep. It's still really good, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's great.
And when the mom comes back, the embarrassment humor was a little is not really my thing, as I've often said. But God, the timing of those lines and the cuts and everything is so good. And then the scooter pie hanging out of Shirley's mouth is like, vroom.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. And then Shirley just went like, "Daddy," until Laverne just slaps her hand over her mouth to make her stop. Just like, oi.
We just gotta tell you, Danny, we love that boy.
And then it turns out the boys were right, and they actually did the right thing, which is pretty amazing for canon so far this season. But they will have their flexible morality coming up, but they do have a moral code. So
that being said, if they were that paranoid about burglars, if some man comes to the door, they're gonna be at least a little suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine, at least one of them having the wherewithal. That is, if the TV show they were watching wasn't on at the time.
Yeah.
But
I imagine.
I do love.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I love. I think it was Shirley that says the clowns that were brought over to entertain little Danny.
Yeah. They were clowns. It was like, and I love that. I can actually, taking up what you just said, I can absolutely imagine that. Well, they saw this guy. He looks like the baby, so okay, fine. That's his father. That's the kind of logic level they operate on in a lot of ways. So, the girls obviously think that they're that dumb that they would just let the baby go to whoever. But yeah, some of those logic through lines. I love Fonzie coming back to watch Heckle and Jeckle with the girls. That was cute. I love that. That was cute, and you don't get to see Fonzie being that kid-like, and that was really cute.
Yeah, I guess it's not allowed on Happy Days, but Laverne and Shirley is allowed to.
Yeah, everyone's allowed to be a little bit of a little kid in a way. In the episode, fit in for an episode about a baby. I also noticed that Carolina White gets billed early for playing Rosie Greenbaum in this episode. I
noticed that.
She doesn't appear at all in the body of the episode, so I don't know if something got cut, if there's something in the original edit. CBS did start using syndication edits for the show. and putting them on DVD. So you'll notice a lot of music substitution issues, a lot of missing scenes. A few punchlines get cut, which is unfortunate.
Oh no!
A few like as we get deeper into the show. So far, it's not too terribly noticeable, but yeah. So I have no idea if she had a scene at some point that got chopped out or what, but she's billed here 2 episodes before her debut. Which is weird.
Indeed, yeah, it's interesting thing. I wonder if it could have been a contractual thing, and I almost wonder if like they had the wrong title cards were given to the folks that did the titles for the episode. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like the evolving spelling of Lenny's last name for like
right
2 entire episodes is Kowalski in season 1, and then it obviously has shifted by 2 episodes in season 1 where they actually say his last name on screen. And in scripts, interesting enough, it's Koznowski is spelled with a Z. And that's in the original script for Love is the Tar Pits, which is currently on sale so up for auction on eBay. It's spelled with a Z, which was. So I have no idea what the heck was going on in the writers' room, but I thought that's interesting how these things happen. You know, it's interesting how these things happen.
Yeah. Things change, but yeah. But ultimately, I mean, it was enjoyable. It was a succinct, fast-paced episode, and I do like the message. A lost baby is worse than a wet friend.
Yes, perfect line. Perfect last little line there. That's perfect. That's still great. So what'd you think? What'd you rank this?
Ranking-wise, gosh, I would probably give this a pretty solid like 7.5, to be honest.
Yeah. For me, it's right around 7.5, right almost an 8. Fun little physical comedy bits, fun verbal humor. The boys are used to perfection. Henry Winkler just adds so much to the episode. He's so much fun as always. As always, he just embodies the Fonz and brings him into the situation, makes him make sense in the situation, and then continues to add to the flavor of the main dish of the episode, so to speak. So, yeah, it's a darn good episode. Not my favorite of the season, but a darn good episode.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely one of the, and when it comes to comedy, this is one I definitely would love to watch again. Yeah. You know, I enjoyed it. Yeah. And watching it with my mom, she loved the scooter pies reference because she remembers having those.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Now that's going to be a common thing whenever I rewatch these episodes with my mom. If I have a story to share, I hope folks out there can get used to that because that's gonna happen. I love my mind.
I bet you they'll love it.
Yeah. Hey, partial defense of me is that she did also help go halvesies on the box set for me. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well,
shout out to Chris's mom for benefiting the show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, you know how it is. You know, family's often your first support as an artist.
Yes.
I
truth.
I think what we do is art. I'm not entirely sure yet.
Yeah, it's art. It's a form of art. It's art in its own way. Yeah.
It's communicative arts.
Yes.
Communication arts. Yeah.
It's like reviewing. If reviewing is an art, this is an art form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We'll follow in the footsteps of Pauline Kael and Roger Ebert.
Yeah. I'm clearly the Ebert of the entire show.
Anyway, so cool. But yeah, I guess I'm trying to think if there's anything other to cover. I mean, I think this is an episode that's sort of his best experience. There's not a lot of like analytical depth we can necessarily jump into more of, because that goes into more like headcanons and things like that, I think, for these characters. But it's a darn good episode. I think we really enjoyed it, and we hope you out there, if you have seen it or if you haven't seen it, that you do as well. And if you have seen it and have any thoughts, please let us know.
Yes, please do. It's this episode.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess if you guys would like to know more, you can find us on social media. We are able to be found at Night After Night Pod on Facebook and Tumblr, Patreon, and Night Aft Night PC on Twitter, which is where we do also like little watch-alongs and stuff when they play on the air and things of that nature. And yeah, definitely check out our Patreon. We're gonna have some. We definitely have our nice incentives in there, and we'll hopefully be come up with new stuff for the future. But yeah, thanks again for joining us, everybody. So Lisa, what's next? Are we done with the happy days or is there more ahead?
There are indeed some happy days ahead. When the girls' TV set goes boom, they turn to Richie and Potsy, hoping to get a new one by a competition at a school dance. That's excuse me, may I cut in?
That you may for the record. All right. Well, I'm excited for that. I mean, hey, we get to see the director of Solo on the dance floor.
Hey, there you go. Everyone see that? You stop off here, take your shoes off, sit down, relax with us.
And don't forget to bring it's BYOP and M, your own Pepsi and milk.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Boo Boo Kitty's optional.
Yeah. Anywho, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye, y'all.